And it continues. The LeBron James excuse wagon continues into this morning. Well, you got Shannon Sharpe, of course, still making excuses for LeBron James. Have no real valid points. Don't want to put any of the blame on James for what has transpired. The only thing he can say is, "Well, do something else for him. Do something else for him." That he made the point that the team has quit. And Skip Bayless came back and, like me, like I was thinking, like, I don't think so, because that's absolutely not true. That is absolutely not true. I don't think any of them has quit on the season, not even LeBron James. The thing is, they're just not good enough. They're not good enough because they're not putting in the time to figure it out. They're not putting in that time. Now, the Sacramento Kings, they're not they're blowing people's minds because they are much better, but in terms of their record, they're not runaway, winning record right now. Let's see what I think they were like 18 16 or something like that. But they're not blowing. They're just playing good basketball. 18-15. Currently the 7 seed, won 5 of their last 10 games. They're playing better basketball than the Lakers. Again, like I was saying yesterday, just watch these other teams. Look at Utah. Utah was not supposed to be where they are right now. If the Utah Jazz were 10-25 like the Houston Rockets are, no one will be asking what is wrong with the Utah Jazz. The Portland Trail Blazers, if they were 12-23 like the Spurs are, no one would be asking what's wrong with the Spurs. The thing is, they're figuring this stuff out. No, they're not championship contenders, Utah or Portland, but they're figuring out how to play together, how to compile enough wins to try to make a push. They're not going to win a championship, but they're going to try to make a push to get in the playoffs, to get in the play-in tournament or just get in the playoffs. When I look at the current 6 teams who don't have to play for a play-in spot, you got New Orleans, number 1, Denver, Memphis, Clippers, Dallas, Phoenix. Those are, well, I was going to say, no, those are legit playoff teams, which they are. But then I'm looking at Golden State, and Golden State just may be a play-in team this year. They just may be, well, they are. They are. The Golden State Warriors are not missing at least the play-in. I don't think they're going to miss the playoffs either. And Minnesota, you see them underachieving right now at 16-19. Same thing. But these other teams are figuring this thing out. Oklahoma City, 15-20. If the Oklahoma City Thunder were 9-28, no one would be surprised, because these are teams. I mean, Oklahoma City is not a good team, but they're playing better basketball than the Lakers, because these guys are figuring it out. It's not politics over in these other cities like Utah, Portland, and Oklahoma. When it comes to LeBron, it's clearly politics. Is clearly show. They don't have the same freedom in LA as they have to just play basketball in Oklahoma City. And I know people blame that on the bright lights of Los Angeles. Oh, this is different, the meat and all that. You can keep coming with that excuse, and it is true to a degree. But the fact of the matter is, there is no real freedom to just play basketball out there. It's politics. It's showboating. It's different. That's why Malik Monk can go to Sacramento and be playing much better and feel much more comfortable in this system out here in Sacramento. Averaging 14 a game. Hitting game-winning shots. There's a reason for that. When you play with a guy like LeBron James, who's, is a franchise within himself, it's a different ball game, because everything is just show. It's different in Denver, different in New Orleans, different in Memphis. So stop making excuses for this dude, Shannon Sharpe. Stop making excuses and have him accept responsibility for what has happened. You talking about some, it's just okay, Russell Westbrook didn't work out, okay, now throw this away and go get something else. But you want to just put all the blame on Rob Pelinka, put all the blame on Jeannie Buss, as if LeBron James had no hand to play in what has happened. It's ridiculous to just always think that a trade is going to automatically solve a problem. You make this trade, everything is automatically done. Okay, Detroit, give us Bogdanovich. Y'all ain't going nowhere. Neither are the Lakers, like Skip Bayless said. And like I was saying with the Pacers, these teams are not in the business of helping the Lakers win a championship. Figure it out. They're not in the business. They don't have to help the Lakers do anything. You wanted this. You made this bed, now lay in it. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know how people become so blind and so delusional to this stuff. I could not, it's ridiculous. They just think automatically you do this trade and every problem is solved right here. If we had Bogdanovich, one guy, everything is solved. Everyone wanted Russ out, but now that they see how Russ is playing much better in that 6-man role, they don't want to trade Russell Westbrook now. No one wants to trade him now. They want to give up as little as possible to get the most they can. They want to get Bogdanovich or Buddy Hield and Miles Turner for absolutely nothing. And speaking of, look at the Indiana Pacers. Like I said, mediocre records, but better than the Lakers, which is the point, 19-17. They're winning games. They're figuring this out. Who was the superstar? Who was the LeBron James of the Indiana Pacers? Who's the Kobe Bryant or Tim Duncan of the Indiana Pacers? They don't have one. Utah doesn't have one. But they're figuring it out. They don't have to deal with the politics of a LeBron James and coming into I'm sure stories have gotten around from people who's played with LeBron since he's been in LA of like, gosh, Lee, you can't even breathe over there. And they want to call that, you just can't handle the pressure. No, I just want to play basketball. Look at Indiana. Look at Atlanta, who's going to blow the Lakers out tonight. They're figuring it out. Meanwhile, the Lakers are 13th in the West at 14-21 because they don't want to take the time to figure it out. You want to blame everybody else but the person you should obviously be pointing the finger at. It's ridiculous.